As the chosen one, you have spent a very big time of your life being misunderstood. You have been misunderstood by your parents at home. You've been misunderstood in schools. You've been misunderstood by your friends. People thought you were strange. Some people thought you were mysterious. Some people thought you was a wizard. Some people thought you was a witch. So there was things coming up along your journey about so many different perceptions of what people thought you were. And even at a point in time earlier on, you might have accepted these things to be your own. So you have accepted other people's reality. The more you wake up, you will start to figure out the reason as to why people have always misunderstood you. That is because they have always struggled to understand you from day one. So they couldn't understand you. Now they had to form up something. They had to come up with a name. They had to come up with an image of you, a perception of you that would make them actually comfortable, because now they would finally say, okay, don't worry about that guy. He's crazy. Did you know that guy did this and this? We probably think he's a witch. So there's been a lot of misunderstandings and misconceptions when it came to you. There is a lot of people who struggle to understand you as a chosen one. And I'm going to give you some of the things that they are usually struggling to understand. Now I've come with I did not come with my list. I've done a small list about this video, but I've left the list at home. So I'm going to download this information naturally. And of course, if I forget anything, just come in the comment section below, and let us know what might have been your experience as well. One of the things that people have failed to understand about you, have struggled to understand about you, is that you don't have fear. In the early days, you might have been fearful for pre-awakening. You could have been a fearful person. You was afraid to speak. You was afraid to put yourself out there. You was afraid to go on a date. You was afraid to go with friends. You was afraid to do this and do that. Post-awakening, you go through an ego death. And the fear goes with that ego death as well. Are you guys following? You will now start to realize that most of the things that you've been fearful about didn't even actually exist. So this whole fear had just been an illusion to keep you trapped in a little box whereby you could be under somebody's control. Post-awakening, the game's changed. People, they're like, where do you get the courage to say this? Where do you get the courage to do that? Where do you get the courage to go that way? You don't fear anything. You're not worried about, you have respect for people. There's a difference between fear and respect. You can respect somebody without actually fearing them. While on the lower frequency, you used to respect people and fear them at the same time. But post-awakening, the fear is gone, but the respect is there. So you give people the respect they deserve, but you don't fear anyone. Doesn't matter, parents, whatever authorities, you don't care. But you respect everybody in their own position. That is one of the things that you realize that people really struggle to understand about you, is because you're fearless. That is number one. Second one, the chosen person, like I've told you, this is a walking mystery. They are talking about things. You may think they are joking. You actually come to see these things come to pass. You're highly intuitive. You may come to that point where people will start flocking towards you and they're asking you, how did you know this and this was going to happen? How did you sense this? How did you see this? How did you predict this? You're highly intuitive. This is not something that everybody has, okay? So many people around the world don't have this gift of intuition, which is one of the most common gifts of a chosen one. You are highly intuitive. Your discernment is on point. You will usually predict things. You will download information. You will know where to go. You will know who is doing what. You will understand everything around you. You read the energy around you. That is some of the things that many people cannot do. And people are struggling to understand, how do you have so much accuracy in your predictions? How come that your intuition is on point? How do you come to know the things that you do know? People don't understand how you get this information. A chosen person is a highly intuitive person. Okay? That is one of the things that many people around you will struggle to understand. I'll talk about the third one. While people are going left, you're going right. While people are sitting down, you're standing up. While people are sleeping, you're awake. And while people is awake, you're sleeping. So you're on the opposite side of the spectrum of the world that is around you. And people don't understand, why are you making certain choices for your life? Why is everybody going a certain way and you're the only person who is going the other way? And sometimes people think, even if you're not even careful, people might even make you believe that you're doing something wrong with yourself. Okay? You're going the wrong way. People may come around and say, oh, you don't go that way because everybody is going that way. You're like, no. The crowd can go that way. Me, I'll go that way. Okay? Because for some reason, you know that they're actually heading towards the wrong direction. You know that most likely they're not going to the good direction. You choose your own path. And you're not apologetic. You're not apologizing for that decision because you know that most likely that is where you need to be, and that is where you're supposed to go. So people also struggle to understand some of the choices you make in your life. Another one, I'm going to talk about why people struggle to understand you and why people struggle to figure you out. You may be a person who enjoys isolation. Okay? You have a group of friends. It's weekend. They bought a couple of drinks. They're going to celebrate something. They're in a very big party, a very big, whatever. They've organized something very big, festival, whatever. And they're asking you to go with them. And you're like, no, I'm not going to go with you. I'm going to stay at home. And it doesn't necessarily mean that because you're staying at home, there's anything big you're going to do. It could be the case, yes. But sometimes you just want to stay at home because you're very peaceful when you're in your own zone. So people don't understand, struggle very much to understand the reason as to why you tend to be isolated for the most part of your lives. Okay? So if you're a person who is out there, you're chosen one, and you're seeing people a lot of times, they are, there's parties going on, you're the only one missing. You do want to attend, even if you're invited. Even if you attend, you forcefully attend events most of the times. Sometimes people are going to question the reason as to why you do prefer to be isolated and staying in your own zone. The chosen ones understand that not all energy around us is good energy. So they always want to tap into the good energy, or otherwise they're going to be comfortable staying in their own zone, in their room, in their home, in their own little space. And they're not apologetic for that. They're comfortable with it. Another thing that I'm going to talk about that people struggle to understand about you is your dating life. As a chosen one, I can promise you, you're going to be approached by women. If you're a man, if you're a woman, a lot of guys are going to try to come in. They want to come into your life. They want to go with you on a date. Most likely, pre-awakening, it used to be the order of the day, whereby you just wake up and go for a date. Okay, somebody wants to date you, go for dinners or whatever. You date somebody. It could have been a normal scenario pre-awakening, but post-awakening, you're going to realize that dating, yes, it could happen rarely, like I've done a video recently, but it is not on the top of your list. Okay, you will feel that this is the right time to go on a date, and you will go on a date. But normally, most of the times, the people that are presenting these opportunities, or these, they want to come in, most of the times, you realize that you guys don't have the same vibe, and you already know, even without knowing why, that those dates are going to turn out disastrous. So they're most likely not going to work out. So you might see a case where people, they're like, oh, why is he's arrogant, or she's arrogant, she thinks that she's she's special, or whatever it is, So sometimes, because you don't want to date people, some people will come up with names and they will try to criticize you, or they try to put some name on you, try to put some labels on you because they wanted to go with you on a date. And they didn't want to participate in that date. And you said no, they don't know why. Now you're getting all this criticism and all the blames as to why you couldn't go with somebody on a date. The chosen one also, people will struggle to understand your lifestyle, okay? You might have a different set of clothes you want to wear, and they don't necessarily have to be labels. You may just decide to be a simple guy or a simple woman. Dress simply, put on your crystals, put on your natural jewelry or whatever, dress a certain way, and people are like, you're in a party and they're looking somewhere and they're seeing that you're the only person who is standing out because you're dressed in a different way. You're not dressed like everybody else. And there can be sometimes conversations about you. Have you seen, last party, did you see what so-and-so was dressing? How so-and-so was dressed? Sometimes it's time to eat. You're choosing a different type of food that you want to eat. Everybody's going for different kind of food. You're going for different kind of food. Drinks or whatever. You're not drinking. You're in your own zone, doing your own thing, minding your own business. So people will not understand a lot of the life choices and the things that you decide to do as a chosen one. Like I've said, there is a lot of things that I've written down on the list. I did not come with the list. I may have skipped some of them. If there's any of them that you know that I may not have mentioned, let other people know in the comment section below what is your experience as well. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Desmond signing out. You guys can always book a session. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Desmond signing out. Much love and blessings.